Good evening. I'm Leland Vittert. On the program tonight, why President Biden forged ahead on a gas tax holiday even his old boss called a gimmick. Plus, who is protecting and covering up for the Uvalde police chief, why the district attorney won't release body cam footage and radio calls showing what Pete Ariando really did. And the FDA wants to ban popular e-cigarettes and change how we smoke, is banning booze and fast food. Next. But first, on point tonight, you can now add gas tax holiday to the long list of things President Biden says he's doing to try and lower gas prices. I say try because everything so far hasn't worked, and this won't work either. The ethanol project and that announcement didn't work, didn't do anything to lower gas prices. The strategic petroleum releases didn't do anything. Threatening oil companies didn't do anything. Gas prices started up long before the war in Ukraine and have effectively kept going. And even if today's proposal works perfectly, President Biden's announcement to you means virtually nothing. Here is just one of the many reasons why, as explained by Mr. Biden's former boss.
But for us to suggest that 30 cents a day for 3 months is real relief, that's a real energy policy, means that we are not tackling the problem that has to be tackled. We are offering gimmicks.
That's right. Today's big announcement by Mr. Biden, the speech, the whole rollout today, the fancy graphics behind him, the strong rhetoric, will not even buy you a soda with the daily savings. And that's if everything works perfectly and Congress approves the 3-month tax holiday. It will save you an average of $45.48, not $45.48 per day or per week or even $45.48 per month. In the entire 3 months, if it works perfectly, you save 1/4 of what the average American family spends every week in groceries. It's about $3 per fill-up. Here is how the current president, President Biden, though, describes what President Obama called a gimmick.
Now, I fully understand that a gas tax holiday alone is not going to fix the problem, but it will provide families some immediate relief, just a little bit of breathing room as we continue working to bring down prices for the long haul.
Except there is zero effort to bring down prices for the long haul. In fact, Mr. Biden's administration continues to say that high gas prices are just a short-term problem on the way to clean, green energy. Tobin Marcus advised then Vice President Biden, he's now in the private sector, told our friends at Axios subsidizing demand in a supply crunch would be counterproductive. The size of the tax cut relative to pump prices is marginal, and elevated refinery utilization means more of the benefit would be captured by producers being the big oil companies, rather than consumers. The oil companies will be at the White House tomorrow. That'll be an interesting meeting, a preview of that in just a minute. But you might remember we predicted exactly this speech. We predicted it on Monday. And back then, even hardcore Democrats like our friend Chris Hahn, the aggressive progressive, he worked for Chuck Schumer. He said this was a profoundly bad move.
And I don't think the president should even be considering it. And the devastation it would do to the Highway Trust Fund would be pretty bad, actually. So I would not even do that because I quite frankly think that the oil companies would eat that up in profit in a week.
There's a lot going on here. Most importantly, President Biden's abysmal poll numbers means he needs to do something, even if that something doesn't do anything for you. The left of his party won't let him embrace the oil and gas companies, so he must demonize them. The 3-month holiday creates a pinch point for Republicans less than a month before the midterms. So today solved a lot of problems for Mr. Biden. It just did not solve any problems for you when you fill up or you buy any one of the thousands of products that their price depends on the price of gas. That's on point tonight. Former Congressman Joe Walsh is with us a little later to break down the politics and how Vladimir Putin is the real winner in all of this. Now on to the former President Trump. He's learning the hard way that loyalty in politics doesn't last long. He, of course, taught many people that message, and now he's learning it himself. Take, for example, Dr. Oz. When running for the Republican nomination for Senate in Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz's social media was plastered with President Trump everywhere. You can even see before, endorsed by Trump. Well, he won. Within a few days, President Trump was off the Twitter page. Trump's gone. Now Oz wants to thank Pennsylvania as he looks towards November. President Trump isn't mentioned. In the new Republican Party, even Trumpy candidates like Dr. Oz and Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, well, they can now keep Trump at arm's length. Trump's endorsement and campaigning proved key in DeSantis' win 4 years ago. This time around, DeSantis says he doesn't need it to win re-election come November. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.